I could not tell you. Zion debuts tonight against San Antonio. I could not tell you the last time I was really, the last college player that had this effect on me. I mean, I liked Anthony Davis, but I didn't rush to a TV to watch him in college or pro. Maybe it's Blake Griffin. I thought he was kind of fascinating. Zion is a phenom. I'll give you an example of how powerful Zion is. It's very hard to explain why some guys just pop. He was on a college basketball game at Duke last year. Duke against Virginia. Virginia is boring. I mean, they put coffee to sleep. Well-coached, great school. Virginia is paint drying, a bridge rusting. It is boring. But Zion in that game got a better rating that day than the Lakers and the Rockets. James Harden, Chris Paul, Lakers brand. The college game beat it. What? He is a phenom. The NBA is in a ratings free fall. It is not disputable. My belief, and there's a lot of different theories on this. Me and Mark Cuban, the owner of the Mavs, disagree. Me and Adam Silver disagree. I think it's because the league this year, it's a bad story year. It lacks urgency. LeBron James, it's his 17th year. Kawhi, load management, no personality. AD, what a shock. Hurt again. Not a big personality. Luka, I didn't watch him in college. I'm just learning who he is. There's Steph hurt. Clay hurt. KD hurt. A lot of guys hurt. A lot of guys don't have personality. There is no urgency. Tonight, watch the rating. Urgency. That's what made the NFL so special this year. Have you seen Lamar Jackson play? You got to get to a television. Oh, my God. Patrick Mahomes, 28 points in the second quarter. I got to get to a television. Right now, the NFL has got Baker Mayfield imploding. I was watching every Cleveland game. There were so many stories. Oh, my God, the Raiders are good again. The Raiders go to London, beat the Bears, push them around. There were so many fascinating stories this year in the NFL that you had to get to a television set and watch. The dynasty's ending. The Browns are on fire. Oh, my God, Lamar. Have you seen Patrick Mahomes? Aaron Rodgers got a new coach. Dallas Cowboys week-to-week drama. Leagues are beholden to stories and personalities. And here's the thing about Zion. You know, everybody's got in our business agents and PR handlers, and Hollywood's got all this. But the reality is you can't explain stars. You can't explain charisma. You know, Zion's got it. I don't know what it is. I just like him. I like his smile. I like his game. I like his personality. He feels like a good kid. For some weird reason, I feel like he's kind of relatable. He loves sports. He loves Coach K. He wanted to come back to Duke, and everybody's like, no. Go pro. He's like, I like Duke. He's got a little old school. He's got new school. He's on social media, but he loves college basketball, and you can't explain it. Every agent's trying to make their guy a star. Howard Stern and Oprah are. I can't explain it. I mean, it's like Tiger Woods. For years and years, all these golfers were like, oh, my God, it's going to be Ricky Fowler. And they kept giving me these guys that were going to be stars. And I'm like, no, a star's Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods literally changed the way I watch television for a decade. I would literally be doing things and hanging out like, oh, crap, Tiger Sunday. Sit in front of the couch and watch golf. I like Rory McIlroy. He doesn't have that. I like Phil Mickelson a lot. But unless it was like the Masters, he doesn't have that. You can't explain stars. Okay? It's just James Harden is great, but he's not dynamic. He's not super vertical. He shoots kind of a bunch of threes. He doesn't get me to a television set. I know he's great. Kobe Bryant got me to a television set for big games. Michael Jordan got me to a TV set. Frankly, Charles Barkley got me to a TV set. Mike Tyson got me to a TV set. Larry Holmes was a better fighter than Mike Tyson in his prime. I never liked watching Larry Holmes. Conor McGregor gets me to a television set. I don't think he's as good as Khabib when they fought, but I always want to watch Conor McGregor fight. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. It's not like he's this classic boxer or he's the best UFC guy I've ever seen. Zion is urgent. And in this world now of television, there's never been more good TV than now. It used to be when I grew up as a kid, ABC, NBC, CBS, and then Fox came along. Now you got your Hulus, you got your Netflix, you got your Paramount, you got your Amazon Prime, you got your Apple TV, you got all the sports. If you're not urgent, people are not watching. There's just too much competition for our eyes. Zion, in a league with a lot of stars that are hurt, a lot of stars aren't urgent, a lot of stars don't have big personalities. 3 words tonight. I can't wait. Anonymous NBA GM came out yesterday and said, I would have drafted Ja Morant number 1 over Zion Williamson. Everybody's tough on Twitter. Everybody's tough anonymously. No, you wouldn't have. But it is not a bold statement to say Ja Morant is better than Zion Williamson. Ja Morant is a great talent. Zion's a great talent and a phenom. Zion made basketball and business sense, and you had to draft Zion Williamson. 50% of the scouts I talked to, and I've been covering this league for a long time and have a lot of contacts, 50% preferred Ja Morant over Zion. It was split. People liked him. But the NBA's not flexing in a lot of Ja Morant games, are they? No, they're not really flexing in a lot of Ja Morant games. They flexed in one, and that was the one they thought Zion was going to play in. Zion Williamson is a phenom. And the other thing is, there is a risk with Zion. People knew the risk. I talked to 2 general managers, 2 very, very good NBA GMs, guys that get to conference finals and finals. They both used the exact same word that scared them to death about Zion, and the word is torque. They both said he plays with way too much torque. I don't know if those ligaments and those knees can handle it. And they both said, but you got to draft him number 1. Every one of these GMs has an owner. So a GM can say all he wants. What does the owner want? You draft Zion. There are times that it makes sense for the owner to come down. Joe Burrow is a great example. I don't think Joe Burrow is as talented as Justin Herbert. I don't think he's nearly as good as Tua. I don't think he's as good as Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields. I don't think he has the skills of Josh Allen. I don't think he's that big, that strong, and that athletic. He ain't Lamar, and he's not Mahomes. But Cincinnati probably has to take him. He's an Ohio kid, 15-0. If you take Justin Herbert and he's so-so, everybody gets fired. If you take Burrow and he's so-so, the owner's happy. You take him. Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James back in, 2003. Carmelo Anthony went to college and single-handedly won a national title. Carmelo Anthony was a more refined offensive player. I can remember talking to people in the league saying, LeBron's going to be better, but Carmelo's going to be a better offensive player. Carmelo was much more refined early as an offensive player. LeBron came into the NBA and he was just a freight train. It wasn't until, to be honest with you, it wasn't until he went to Miami and he developed a little low post game. He was humiliated in that finals against Dallas that he really changed his offensive game. It was limited. He was just so talented. But you had to take LeBron. He was the chosen one. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. He was from Akron. You're in Cleveland. You had to take LeBron. And most people were like, LeBron's better. But when you're Cincinnati and you got to sell tickets and, Joe Burrow, he's the hometown kid. He was a Buckeye and the story and the owner, you just take him. And Burrow, to me, and Justin Herbert are fairly close. So if it's close, take him. Just take him. It wasn't like Bryce Harper, where Bryce Harper came out. He was so much better than the next prospect. You go number 1. But you get into a lot of these where you're like, it could go either way. There's very few Wayne Gretzky's or Mario Lemieux when you're like, okay, he's the number 1 pick. It just doesn't matter. You usually have very big arguments on this. And a lot of people like Ja Morant. It's not bold saying it. Everybody liked Ja Morant. Everybody said he's Russell Westbrook, but a better shooter and a better passer. If I told you Westbrook could shoot and was a better teammate, you'd be like, oh my God, he's a top 5 player in the league. That's what holds him back. So, I don't think it's a bold statement saying it. Now, I do think when a GM says, I would have drafted Ja Morant, I'm like, oh, that's adorable. Who's your owner? Because he's going to make the decision on that, not a general manager. Doc Rivers, love him. Jerry West, love him. But if Steve Ballmer comes in and is like, you know how much money I can make off Zion? Then you draft in Zion. That's the way it works. When the owner comes down, Zion is just ticket sales. He is just going to put you on television. And the more, go look at what LeBron did, forget the titles and the basketball stuff. Look at what LeBron did to Dan Snyder's net worth. The Cavs they've been a joke for 20 years. Dan Gilbert, excuse me. They've been a joke for 20 years. They were a joke before LeBron. He got there, they were great. He left, they were a joke. He comes back, they're great. He leaves, they're a joke. I mean, so, and I don't have a problem with the owner when you get into these, I could take either guy, Zion or Ja Morant. I don't have a problem with an owner saying, listen, this guy's good at basketball and he helps business. I'm going to take that guy. And Ja Morant's one of those people. Not many of them, by the way. I couldn't tell you the last college basketball player that I literally rushed home to see. Never forget that. Duke against Virginia. Boring Virginia that wins like 42-40 beat a Laker-Houston game. That's incredible. That is just, can you imagine how good you'd have to be in college to have Ohio State plays some boring school, right? And it beats the Dallas Cowboys game. Dallas Cowboys brand against anybody. I mean, like, oh my God. Zion is that special. He changed the college ratings. He changed the summer league ratings. And watch tonight, Zion will move the NBA ratings. Ja Morant, great player. He's not moving the numbers. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.